This object is about to fall, but before it moves, something invisible already knows it will. Why do things fall? Why does falling feel like nothing? If gravity is everywhere, why don't we feel it all the time? If gravity is a force, why don't you feel it when you're falling? And what if gravity is not pulling this object at all? And what if space itself is quietly telling it how to move? Well, today we're going to rethink gravity not as a force, but as a field written into space. Gravity is not a force that actually appears when things started moving. It's space telling us how motion is allowed to happen. And once you understand that, everything about falling, weight, motion start to look different. You've already met this idea before. Electric fields, magnetic fields, they don't describe objects. They describe space around objects. A field tells you if something were placed here, this is what would happen. Gravitational field work the same way. The difference is the source. For gravity, the source is the mass. Every object with mass, no matter how small, changes the space around it. And once space is changed, motion is no longer arbitrary. Space itself begins to guide what nearby objects are allowed to do. We usually thought that gravity is a force. Earth pulls the apple pulls Earth. That explanation works mathematically, but it hides something important. When you're falling, you don't feel pulled. No strain, no pressure, no sensation of force. Your body feels light. If gravity were truly acting on you as a force in that moment, that is when you should feel it most, and yet you don't. This is the first deep clue that gravity is not behaving like ordinary forces. Falling feels effortless. Now compare that to standing still. When you stand on the ground, you feel heavy. You feel pressure in your feet, tension in your body. We call that weight. Here is the key insight. That feeling is not gravity acting on you. It is the ground pushing back. Gravity is already doing what it does. Because what you feel is resistant to motion. Standing still is not natural state. It's motion being prevented. This is why gravity is better to describe as a field. A gravitational field is not energy. It's not a push. It's not a pull. It is a pattern. A pattern describing how space influences mass. It is a set of instructions written into space itself. And if an object is placed somewhere in this field and nothing resists it, it will move according to the field. Free fall reveals this more clearly than anything else. In free fall, nothing pushes back on you. No ground, no seats, no floor. That is why you feel weightless. Not because gravity is gone, but because nothing is resisting what space already allows. Gravity doesn't shove objects around. It doesn't drag them. It quietly guides motion. Near Earth, we describe the gravitational field using a number. We call it G, about 9.8 Newton per kilogram. But G is not about you. It's about space near Earth. It tells us how strongly space guides motion here. Every object placed in this region receives the same instruction. Weight appears only when that motion is resisted. We say objects fall downward, but downward is a universal direction. It only exists only because Earth defines it. The gravitational field points toward mass. That direction is what we interpret as a down. Change mass, and that down changes with it. Astronauts orbit Earth. They feel weightless, but they are not beyond gravity. They are deep inside Earth's gravitational field. If they feel weightless because nothing is resisting their motion, orbiting is falling, perfectly aligned with the field. Now, step back and look at the pattern. electric fields, magnetic fields, gravitational fields, different sources, same idea. Space carries structure. Objects respond. Physics is slowly teaching us that interactions are not just pushes and pulls. They are about how space itself is shaped. Before Einstein, gravity was treated as a force. Einstein asked a deeper question. What if gravity is something acting inside space, but something that actually describes what space is? Mass doesn't pull, mass shapes space, and free objects move along that shape. Gravity is subtle, invisible, all around us. We don't live under gravity, we live inside it. And once you understand that, gravity stops feeling mysterious. It becomes intuitive. That quiet rule that guides motion throughout the universe. So, if you do like this, please do like to share, subscribe, and comment down what you think about how we actually visualize gravity in this video. Let me know that in the comment section, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.